Hey guys, welcome to Season 8, Episode 11 of Bones. Here we go.
Never better. You just, you told me to call after the jump, so here I am. See? You worried for nothing.
You're stuck in a tree.
Things are a little bit up in the air right now. I'm waiting on the other. Just, still stuck from the jump is all. Don't worry. Okay? I'm fine.
She routinely masters tasks several months beyond her age group.
Ah, she's brilliant. Very smart, just like her dad. Mom.
Then she should be able to grasp the conceptual elements of peekaboo.
Peekaboo.
You're scaring her.
Peekaboo.
Now you're both scaring her.
Peekaboo.
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 Peekaboo. Okay, Uncle Sweet's here, right here. This guy, he's gonna take you to daycare.
Uncle Sweets.
I love you, even if you can't. Peekaboo.
Okay, well, let's go.
Peekaboo.
Bones, she'll probably be playing poker when we get back. Okay.
I'll make sure she plays with the Kazarinsky kid.
So, how did that happen?
Thinking it's Mothman. Of course you would, bug boy.
Mothman.
Alright, well, let's just be careful on that thing.
We could be witnessing the birth of a new species.
Mothman?
Wow.
You are a scientist, Dr.
I don't
Hopkins.
think so.
What are you gonna do? Cut the seats open?
Someone thought they wiped the blood away from the seat. Look at this.
This is no accident.
Whoa, what are you doing?
We have to cut into the cocoon to get to the remains.
We don't even know what we're dealing with yet. I'm not saying it's Mothman yet, but, you know, until I determine exactly
You think it
what
could
to
be,
do,
like,
it's-
in
I
there?
won't disturb it. I'll just cut a small opening.
Be careful. Oh, my God.
Dr. Hodgins, can you please get the bugs off my eyes? It's difficult to see.
Read his work on the Mayan calendar and end of the world. Guess what?
Didn't happen?
Plus, he misspelled Mayan and calendar, so...
Well, Sutton's physician provided us with his medical records. No,
So that's who we think this is?
Now, these are the x-rays from our victim's sinuses.
They match.
That was quick.
Why is he wrapped in a shroud?
The larvae spin webs over the branches to support them while they consume the foliage.
Ah, and since Sutton was caught in the leaves, he was encased.
Yeah. 5 days, give or take.
Dr. Hutchins?
Yeah.
How long is this going to take?
Yeah,
5 days? That's a long time.
Is there an alternative? Will I be sorry I asked? Oh, I'm sorry I asked. If I'll be sorry I asked. Carry on.
Adventurous, though.
Adventurous types get killed all the time, usually by jealous husbands or cannibals in New Guinea.
At what age does a kid master peekaboo?
Okay, your change.
Why is it when I ask you something, it's never about what I'm asking you about?
Dr. Brennan. She is very competitive, extraordinarily competitive.
Very.
If I were a parent, I would be a little concerned about the kind of pressure that places on a growing child.
Thank you. So competition is contagious?
Yeah.
What is this?
Oh.
I know what they are. Let me know
I
when
mean-
I have my tissue.
Okay.
Feed, my children. Feed.
Okay, that's not funny when you're alone. Yeah, no, that was just creepy.
Джеймс погиб в автокатастрофе.
Это не bio slučajnica. Marina and James met in Chechen Republic.
Because I know
They got married in Grozny, then came back
Wait,
here
can
to
she speak English or not? Because she seemed like she understood that.
we brought things back with us from Russia. And James was, как сказать, взволнован по-английски.
Oh, she can heart. Okay.
Also,
Okay. She's learning English. She's not at that point. You gotta get that.
Okay.
Whoa. Wowzers.
Bones. Bones. Get it? You don't know where that's been.
It's been in Russia. It's human.
You can tell by licking the bone. No. There's got to be another test.
Please stop. Please.
Bones.
Please.
This place is starting to look like a
Duh.
serial killer's lair. This must be the manifesto.
These bones are
Why
not
is she the way
victims
she
of
is
a serial
sometimes?
Oh, what?
Paleolithic times.
You mean like dinosaur times?
Oh.
No, these remains are thousands of years old.
But this... Okay. Wow. Is he allowed to have that?
Amazing find.
So Dr. Sutton might not have been such a hack after all.
Just because he had them doesn't mean he knew their importance.
All of his notes are well organized. I think he knew exactly how valuable they are.
Why are you even here, Dr. Edison?
He's the resident anthropologist in charge of ancient remains. I told him to take the remains back to his lab.
And since I have written extensively on ancient remains and was recognized by the Cambridge
Why are you
Archaeological
here?
Society for my work on the Lagar Velu finds, I should be examining these.
But we have a murder to solve, Dr. Brennan.
No, I don't believe this. I taught you.
And I'm very grateful. I promise you'll be thanked when I publish.
The tests on the remaining tissue show no signs of contusions.
She is salty.
Dr. Edison is in charge of the old bones.
Oh.
Yeah, she'll be okay.
Yeah, that's not true.
No, she's very competitive.
You think?
Dr. Brennan knows the boundaries.
You really believe that?
Absolutely. Not. When we get back to the murder, it's so much easier to deal with.
Clark says that he needs me. I don't want to get in between him and Dr. Brennan.
And you also have particulates to analyze, don't you?
Right. Yes. Good. Thank you. I want it.
Damn, Angela hasn't been here this entire episode. This is what I was talking about.
Himself without my help.
You been listening to me?
What?
Oh, wow. Okay, I guess not. Look, it's Clark's job. It's Clark's job.
Do you think it's right not to have the best person analyze the remains?
Maybe
Oh, boy.
you're afraid that he'll do just fine without you.
Oh.
Excuse me?
I'm just saying,
Oh.
you know, is this
Oh,
about the
no.
bones or is this about you? Clark might do things his own way, and the same holds true for Christine.
Shouldn't we be focusing on the case?
That's a good idea.
These books that he wrote are dreadful.
How about the cash?
He said that he was finally going to be able to publish something of real scientific merit.
So he knew that his previous books were sensationalistic nonsense.
We preferred to view them as an accessible way for the public to get introduced to archaeology.
He looked like a
An
killer.
entire book on fossilized dinosaur eggs?
These books that they pay for his expeditions.
What he would do is
What about his
feature
death?
an artifact in the book and then sell it. Tell you
Would
the truth,
his
it was
death help?
almost always to the same guy. He's a businessman in Texas. I never got his name.
And these artifacts were
Texas.
legal?
I have absolutely nothing to do with that part of the business.
Interesting.
You think that they just have a fire pit?
Homo sapiens already had
Okay, there she is.
thousands of years.
Wait a minute, wait. Are you actually afraid of Brennan?
Yeah.
More than you are of me?
If I gig, Galtherioides was common, as was Betulum, and we do I.
Did you put that in the Bible?
We tracked down the guy that Sutton sold his artifacts to. He's the sole support of the country's largest creationist museum.
That's what he's saying. He's one of those guys who believes that the world is, what, 6,000 years old?
And yet, he routinely bought artifacts from Sutton that were way older.
Why would a true believer buy artifacts that he refuses to believe even exist?
Perhaps he suffered a crisis of faith.
Or maybe
The
he was
psychological
trying to
stability of the true believer
debunk it.
rests entirely on a superior posited authority. Now, if that authority is removed or questioned,
The guy goes wacky.
I was going to use a more technical term.
That's why I interrupted you.
All right. Look,
You talk to Wilson, do your shrinky thing, see if he...
Shrinky thing.
gonna do my shrinky thing.
Go.
Shrinky thing. Do your little shrinky thing.
Width of distal epiphanis is 3.74 centimeters.
Dr. Brennan.
I know, we were just getting that.
And moss should be used in the fire as well as wood. I was told that you found particulates.
I'm assembling a list of potential objects that could be made from it.
Seems to me you were gardening. We are in the middle of a murder investigation, Dr. Hodgins.
This is becoming an extraordinary find. I discovered the remains of 4.
No need to explain to me, Dr. Edison. Crime is my domain. This is yours.
I know, but as a fellow anthropologist, I thought you would be interested to know that these remains are both Neanderthal and Homo sapien. These pieces are from the skull of a Homo sapien man. And we have the ossicoxy and various metacarpals and phalanges of a Homo sapien female.
This is remarkable.
And I have the femur, mandible, humerus, and skull of a female child. approximately 3 years old. Homo sapiens and Neanderthals living together in the same cave using the same resources.
Look at you two sharing. It's beautiful.
Mixed tribes cohabitating. This is unprecedented.
And I do plan on crediting you, Dr. Brennan, in a secondary capacity, of course.
I believe it is I who will be crediting you in a secondary capacity, Dr. Edison.
Excuse me?
The injury to the parietal was caused by a blow with the sharp weapon. So these bones are now mine.
No. No way.
So you agree that the investigation of this crime should fall to me?
Oh, you would like that, wouldn't you?
Yes, that's why I suggested it.
The crimes you solved are just mere current events. This is history.
Are you able to define the exact moment at which current events become history?
Yes, 100 years.
You just made that up on the spot.
This happened over 25 millennia ago, Dr. Brennan. Neither one of us is a geologist.
Well, as it happens, I had a paper published by the Geological Society of America.
so uncomfortable right now.
By geophysical systems.
Which is for dilettantes and amateurs.
Oh, really?
Whoa, stop.
Dr. Edison feels that history began 100 years ago.
But that's not even an accurate representation of my meaning.
You can stop all this by simply declaring this a homicide.
Oh, no, she can't.
Yes, I can. I'm not going to do that. Clark can keep the bones here. Dr. Brennan can have access.
No,
but if either one of you says another word, I'm going to rule in favor of the other. Now drop the egos and figure out what happened to this poor caveman.
Could you believe she just called him a caveman?
Unforgivable. I'm not saying anything else until I'm completely certain.
Forgivable.
I can hear you.
Mr. Wilson, how long ago was the Earth created?
That was great.
Who are you gonna believe? God or a bunch of scientists?
You own an oil company? Does God tell you where to dig, or do you count on a bunch of scientists to tell you?
Oh,
damn.
I get what's happening here. They want to know if I am a religious fanatic.
Well, I know that you're religious, sir. What I'm trying to figure out is if your religious convictions led you to kill James Sutton.
Fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. Book of Matthew.
Thou shalt not murder. Deuteronomy. You bought these fossilized dinosaur eggs from Sutton.
I bought those rocks from Mr. Sutton.
You also bought this figurine dated at approximately 32,000 years.
Who doesn't like a pretty girl? Plus, I love history. I own a museum.
Do you destroy the items that contradict your creationist views, or do you simply lock them away where they can't do any harm?
We all do what we can do to make the world a better place.
You fronted Sutton money
That was a yes.
to go to Chechnya. Sutton refused to sell you what he found, and for which you'd already paid, probably because he knew that you'd destroy him or lock him away.
He stole from me. That's a fact.
The Bible calls lying bearing false witness. Did God tell you to kill James Sutton?
That's a lose-lose answer.
You know what God is telling me right now?
To get a lawyer.
See there? The word of God is audible to all of those who listen.
I don't think God was telling you to get a lawyer. I think that was your mind.
My sketches of people who lived 25,000 years ago.
Wow, these are good. You can see us in them.
Yeah. Could be looking at our own family, right?
No.
Because this family stopped here?
Yes.
You don't know that. There could have been a brother out hunting that day, or a sister gathering nuts, and I don't actually know what people did for a living back then. So.
The only way a Homo sapien child could be this short and stocky is if she inherited traits from... Oh my God.
What? Her father isn't her father. This is her father.
See, that's not... I mean, I don't think that... I'm freaking out right now.
Is this a new thing?
Yeah, Angela. This is a new thing.
Interesting.
You seem to be looking at both Sutton's remains and his notes.
That's accurate.
Those are two different cases. One's a murder from a few days ago, the other's a murder from 25,000 years ago.
Yes.
Dr. Brennan, I know the Neanderthal case is
Oh, she
historic
is just
and
not
exciting,
liking
but
this.
This man was murdered. and he left behind a widow.
She is bad.
I think we should find out who did it. Yes, there are traces of animal tissue in the barn.
When I was in the Maldives, I examined the remains of a woman who'd been tied to a tree and whipped for cheating on her husband.
You think the animal tissue is leather?
Don't cheat on your husband. I'm just kidding. Don't that. You should not be whipped. That's not okay.
Dr. Sutton was flogged.
Interesting.
Here's an interesting fact. Most Germanic languages still pronounce the silent K. So night is knight, knife is knife.
Fascinating. So you think this is what Sutton was beaten with?
Flogged. Oh, yeah. Now, I ran it through the isotopic mass spec and was able to isolate the geographic origin to the Chechen Republic in Russia.
That's the area where his dig was. It's amazing that he survived a beating like this.
His wife was pregnant. He had something to live for.
Wow.
Are you in danger?
No.
Who did that to him?
Your brother?
Our son, Logan Valentin.
Is that name significant in some way?
My family is tradition.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Do things so old way.
Okay, your family didn't want you to marry a foreigner, but you're pregnant.
So did they kill him?
Your father had Sutton whipped.
Is it possible your brother did this?
Jesus God.
I should have spotted it earlier, but apparently I was too busy competing with you to really see anything. The child's large, pronounced brow ridge is characteristically Neanderthal, while the radius and ulna appear to be Homo sapien.
I was stunned myself. I thought Angela made a mistake.
Not Angela.
Never. Yeah, never.
Congratulations belong to you. Deservedly so, Dr. Edison.
Thank you. I never thought I'd be part of a discovery like this.
You probably wouldn't if you hadn't been trained so well. Look at this. The nick on the coracoid process.
That's not from
Is that a stab?
The teeth would have to be very small.
The coracoid process could only be exposed if the arm was raised.
As if the victim were warding off an attack.
Oh, that way.
The first blow must have been to the scapula.
Which caused this.
I don't know what y'all are talking about. Yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about. Right?
Then the victim turns to face the assailant, raises his arm in a defensive posture.
The murder weapon nicks the coracoid process, then travels downward into the armpit. He died of exsanguination. A completely severed axillary would pump about 100 cc's of blood per heartbeat.
Dr. Brennan, I do believe we found cause of death.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Look at everybody working
So you were
together.
BDV in the Russian army. You bet, you lose, you get desperate, you bet more just to get that rush.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I mean, you were broke 2 weeks ago. Then you get this electronic transfer from a Russian bank for $20,000.
Someone paid off an old debt.
When you do, you go to Daddy to bail you out, and he agrees in one condition.
You
To
kill.
restore the family honor, you gotta take out your sister's husband.
You shouldn't talk about my family like that.
Ooh, what are you gonna do, dude?
I can see that family means a lot to you.
He seems like
So the nick to
the
the
person who
coracoid
did it,
process
in my
revealed
opinion,
microscopic
honestly. I
fibers
just...
of a dyed and coated linen. Bookbinding.
How could a book cut through the muscle tissue and sever a major artery?
I guess we're looking for something that's covered in bookbinder's linen that's sharper than a book.
That is correct. I know it killed James Sutton.
Would you care to share with me?
Wait, never mind. I thought I had an idea.
Okay, I'll just find out later.
Doesn't exactly clear you either.
These books.
Look at me
What
go.
about
They cover
I said
all
she
kinds
looked
of
like a murderer.
topics that would have been useful in this killing.
Really? Like what?
God.
This book is about how to commit the perfect murder.
The bookends, they come in pairs?
I only ever had one.
Really? Not in this picture you didn't. I see two.
Ooh.
This is a likely match for the indentation on the posterior surface of Sutton's scapula.
That's ludicrous.
DNA will tell us if the blood on the floor matches Sutton's.
It's only a matter of time. You come clean with us, I'll tell the judge you cooperated.
We were a team. Until they decided to publish in some ridiculous journal for no pay and leave me out of it. He betrayed me.
He wanted to be taken seriously as an archaeologist, which is a very high calling. You should have let him have it.
And he had something. Get something big.
Well, you're under arrest for the murder of Dr. James Sutton.
Wow.
But I think this is Clark's story to tell. Dr. Edison?
Okay, all right. Yes,
I let Clark have all this glory?
You put it together really well.
Dr. Hodges, it was a warmish morning in the late fall in the foothills of the Caucasus Mountains.
Excuse me if I may.
Oh, boy.
How do you know it was a warmish morning?
Spores and fungi tell us that it was a very warm autumn.
Nice.
Bug boy.
The grinding rocks were a part of Sutton's find, as were some acorn husks.
A very warm autumn.
Now, there was a little girl, only 3 years old.
Hark! I bring thee meat, which we thus shall feast upon, and...
Hey, honey, it's not Shakespeare.
Right. Sorry. Caveman.
Please don't say caveman. This is not a family like others. Homo sapiens were the first to throw a spear at their prey rather than simply jab at it. Mom then attacked the interloper with her grinding stone, fracturing his left humerus.
Ooh.
He then retaliated by striking her in the face. And down Mom went, a crushed larynx. But her actions gave Dad time to pick up his stone hatchet.
Dude, lie down, you're dead. I'm not gonna lie down. Well, you should. I just split your skull wide open.
Okay, all right. We got it.
The father bled out in less than 3 minutes.
What happened to the mother?
Her larynx was crushed. She suffocated to death.
Wow.
What the hell? Why did the other villagers take her in?
Because she was half Homo sapien and half Neanderthal. No one wanted her.
The lines of rest on the child's teeth indicate that she starved to death.
Wow. So you're saying the world's first hate crime ended with the starvation of a little girl?
No.
Wow.
It doesn't end in hate.
The little girl's last action was to come over and lie down with her parents.
Damn.
Which is how Sutton found the bones. Together.
Damn.
You know, that was really nice of you to let Clark have his moment, Bones.
Well, I'm a very nice person. I told Clark to replace my authorship credit with Dr. James Sutton. That way, one day, Sutton's son will see what a great discovery he made.
Nice.
You're right. It was very nice.
Well done.
I don't want to pass my failings on to Christine.
What failings?
Hyper-competitiveness, arrogance, insensitivity to the feelings of others.
You know what? Thumbs up for self-realization there, Bones. Actually, 2 thumbs up.
You should make a similar effort.
What? What failings?
You know, we're gonna have a bath. We're getting your jammies on.
You know.
Was it because I won't walk on her batters?
We'll have some wash your hair.
So I like to have a beer every once in a while in the bathtub. What's so bad about that? Oh, goodness.
I don't know, man. I think you're perfectly fine. I think you're good. Everyone's got their flaws. Some bigger than others. Some impacted in different ways. Very fascinating. Now, I don't know the realistic aspect here. If that ever actually happened, or if that was a similar case of something that scientists discovered. I don't know, but it's very interesting. Because obviously it's TV. You can't really take everything with like oh yeah, that actually happened. It's based off of something true. And I don't. That's history beyond my normal focus. So, who knows? Anyways, like the video, comment down below, subscribe if you have not already. I will see y'all next time.